Well, I'm delighted to be speaking today with Mohammed Asaria, co-founder of Range Developments. Mohammed, great to be in Dubai with you. We recorded a huge amount of content through lockdown on all sorts of different topics, but for anyone in the PCD community who missed some of that content, why don't you tell us a little bit more about Range and what you do here in Dubai?
Thank you, Phil. First, let me say welcome to Dubai. It's good to see you,
sir.
Back here after a couple of years, and hopefully you'll be here a lot more. Look, I founded Range close to a decade ago. And our business model is really quite simple. We build luxury hotels, some of the finest hotels on the planet. We've built in St. Kitts, Dominica, and now Grenada. And the link between the countries in where we build is that individuals can obtain a second citizenship of these countries under the Citizenship by Investment program. So on the development side, our hotels are award-winning. I mean, Condé Nast put us as one of the best developers of hotels in the Caribbean. And on the citizenship side, we've helped close to potentially even over 5,000 people with their second citizenship over the last decade. We've become the largest player in this field.
Terrific. And travel's starting to open up now. People are looking at, they need visas for mobility, for leisure, for business. Do you see this, the opportunity to travel now with second passports as being a key part of the overall package, people having difficulty with moving around as they start to move post-COVID?
So global mobility has always been one of the key reasons why people take a second citizenship from one of the Caribbean countries. It provides you with the ability to go to the UK, to China, to Russia, the Schengen zone, all parts of Asia and South America, without the need for a visa. But global mobility isn't the only reason. So even during lockdown, when the world was shut, we had our busiest time. Why? Because the levels of anxiety were high, and people were looking for hedges against the various challenges, whether those were social, economic, or political. But coming back to your question, yes, with the green shoots of recovery and revenge travel now upon us, second citizenship has become more topical.
And one of the most interesting things that we had on the digital content that we recorded is around the ability to go and live in the US and set up business there. I mean, perhaps you could explain a little bit more about that and how people are using that aspect of your Citizenship by Investment program.
Correct. So with our current project in Grenada, the Six Senses, which coincidentally is on track for opening in March of 2023, you get the ability to migrate to the United States through the E2 Investor program. So Grenada has a privileged treaty with the United States because of its history and its close relationship, whereby if you're a Grenadian citizen, you can invest in your own business in the US. So you could set up PCD Club Miami. And on the back of that, you could obtain an E2 visa relatively expeditiously within a couple of weeks, which would permit you to move to the US to run this business. Your spouse could join you. She could get work authorization to work anywhere. And your children would be treated the same way as if you were a US citizen. And what's very interesting about this arrangement is that if you're in the US for less than 122 days on a calendar year, you're not taxed on your worldwide income. So it works quite nicely for those individuals who are potentially not ready to move to the US, or they see it as a benefit for the next generation. They're really happy with their life in Dubai or Mumbai or Abuja or wherever it is, and they want to continue living there and running their business. But they want to have this option, or they want to give this option to the next generation, be it for education or quality of life or whatever the motivation is. But they don't suffer the tax disadvantages of becoming a US citizen or getting a green card. And David, we all know taxes are going up everywhere. Not just in the US, but in the UK, I think you're suffering through this, and all the emerging markets around us, they're all raising taxes and becoming a little bit more aggressive on tax collection. So the E2 visa works quite well for that, but also the second citizenship can provide a shield against some of these extraterritorial taxes which we're seeing coming out. So it really is quite a versatile tool, this second citizenship, whether it's for intergenerational wealth transfer, global mobility as we started, taxation planning, or just a hedge against some of the woes people face in their daily life.
I've been in Dubai for most of the last week, and it seems from my meetings with people, Dubai is booming. Do you see that filtering through in some of the professionals you're working with, more activity? I know you deal with the end clients are outside of Dubai, but what do you see of the local and business environment here?
So look, we're busy here.
Yeah.
For about the past year, I would say Dubai has had an influx of the high net worth and ultra high net worth individual. They've seen the way Dubai acted through COVID, recovered through COVID. Dubai has taken some very prudent steps with some of the visa programs and citizenship programs, which have recently been announced. And a lot of people out of Europe, West Africa, South Africa, Southeast Asia, Russia, the subcontinent, have chosen to make Dubai their home because they were not very satisfied in the way their city or their country handled the lockdown and the pandemic. And they want to come to a modern city where everything works, where there's transparency, limited bureaucracy, and is business friendly. We've had a tremendous influx of people. And when you have a tremendous influx of people at that level, a lot of your members who are the professional advisors in Dubai clearly get busier. And these people are not just coming here for the short term. They're moving their families here. They're putting their kids in schools. They're starting their family offices. And then, they bring their senior management here. And it's all trickling down into the various strands of the economy. I mean, real estate in Dubai is on a tear. The luxury sector, for love or money, you'll find it difficult to find a home suitable. And it's very pleasing to see.
And how do you see the Grenada citizenship scheme comparing to other options that are available? Many people sort of trying to shop around and look at different opportunities. Countries are trying to compete, aren't they, for high net worths to move to them. How do you see the landscape there?
Yeah, look, it is a competitive landscape. And Grenada is not trying to attract every single person who wants citizenship. It's after a particular type of individual. It's after the discerning client who wants more than a travel document. The US sets it apart from its peers, be it in the Caribbean or globally. And as a consequence of that, it's a travel document plus an immigration opportunity. It gives you access to the world's largest economy, the United States. It gives you visa-free travel to China uniquely. So you have access to two of the world's largest economies, which is quite something for a second citizenship program. With your UK passport and with my UK passport, you can't go to Russia and you can't go to China visa-free. But with my Caribbean passport, I can. And that really says a lot about the way the country has positioned itself. Grenada also undertakes thorough due diligence on its applicants, which gives prospective investors a lot of comfort because it means that citizenship will stand the test of time. We've seen a number of second citizenship programs evaporate over the past 12 months, Cyprus being case in point because of some nefarious characters being admitted and some other various irregularities. But Grenada and the other Caribbean countries really take time to diligence the applicant, which gives comfort and will ensure it's around for the longevity. I mean, St. Kitts is where the modern day citizenship by investment program started in 1983. And it's defied all its critics. Every year I hear people say, oh, it can't continue, it can't continue. But 40 years thereon approximately, it's still a very strong program.
And within that, your credentials as a developer are clear. Not all schemes are created equal, and your ability to deliver the schemes within the framework is something also that stands you apart, isn't it, from others perhaps?
100%. Yeah. We're the only people who have delivered.
Yeah.
I mean, we built the Park Hyatt in St. Kitts. We built the Kempinski in Dominica. Now we're on to the Six Senses in Grenada. Soon we'll be announcing our next project in Grenada. I haven't seen anyone in the last decade complete a hotel or anything of substance through the real estate program in the Caribbean, despite many people who've tried. So amongst our peer group, we're unique. We adopt an institutional approach. We're execution first, and we invest in that sector of the business. And when our investors go to our hotels, they have a wonderful time because they get a free stay entitlement. And it really sets us apart from anyone else in this business.
Terrific. Well, look, great to talk to you today. We look forward to sharing this with our members.